Did the Finance Minister offer any clarity on direct foreign listing norms for startups? Well, hello and welcome to Young Turks, India's longest-running show on startups and entrepreneurship. I'm Shireen Bhan to talk about the impact of the decisions taken in Budget 2021 for the startup ecosystem. We're joined by Vishwas Patel, Chairman of the Payments Council of India, Nimesh Kampani, the President of Let's Venture Plus, Ananya Sarthak, the co-founder and CEO of Avin, and Vishal Malhotra, the partner and leader TMT Tax at EY India. Gentlemen, appreciate you joining us here on the program. Vishwas, to you first, because, one of the big ideas that the budget put forward was that 1,500 crore rupees that's earmarked for financial incentives for digital payments. Of course, this is going to be linked to the hub that is going to be set up at the Gift City. But on balance, what do you believe this does to the already accelerated momentum we're seeing on the digital payment side?
Hi, Shireen. So look, the fintech industry has played a very pivotal role in providing financial services to SME and medium-sized enterprises, right? And this 1,500 crore announcement, hopefully it will be used. One is to top up the payment infrastructure development fund that has been set up by RBI. It entails to grow the acceptance network, specifically in tier 3 to tier 6, as well as in the Northeast. Also, the ecosystem providers have been facing a lot of loss because of the zero MDR on UPI and RuPay debit cards. Right, so some part of this 1,500 crores should be used to compensate the payment service providers, because it is this, our members, our providers who are going out in these villages and towns and trying to install a machine or put up a QR code, service that merchants, train them, and for processing that transactions to UPI and RuPay debit cards, if there's no money or incentive or revenue to be made, then the whole ecosystem is suffering. It was a pandemic year, so most of them did it for free. But going ahead, it's going to be very difficult. So I think some part of this 1,500 crore, if it is used to compensate these guys who are helping in growing the acquiring base, will be very helpful, Shireen.
Okay, two important asks on your side on what this 1,500 crore rupees should be used for. Supplement the Payment Infrastructure Development Fund, which the RBI is looking after, and ensure that there is compensation, adequate compensation provided for the zero MDR regime. But on the second point, Vishwas, how confident do you feel that this money is in fact going to be used to compensate? Because on the MDR front, the government has been very clear and they have decided not to change their stance. So do you feel confident that, the compensation that you seek will in fact be provided via this fund?
We have made various representations. In fact, we met the FM also, and she's well aware of the hardships that are faced by the acquiring side of the business. Because if you see her words in the budget, it says that financial incentive to promote digital mode of payment. Right, and these are because on the issuing side, if you see, Shireen, there are 850 million debit cards in the market. There are credit cards, UPI numbers you're well aware of. There is net banking. There's so many others. So on the issuing side, it's sorted. It is the acceptance base which has to be grown, where in every kirana shop, in every food cart that you see on the road, there has to be a digital acceptance of payment options, right? And for that is where the focus should be. And I think if zero MDR is made on UPI and RuPay debit card with a bigger motive to grow the digital acceptance mode, but on the same side, you should also see that, the acquiring side, since they are not going to make any money, how are they going to be compensated? Because like if you say that for the environment, let's reduce pollution, so let's make train travel free. But then who's going to bear the cost of running those trains? It's as simple as that. So even when we are putting up this technology and infrastructure to grow this acceptance fund, and if it is zero MDR and no revenue to be made, then who will invest? Hence, we believe that some portion of this will be compensated for those who are putting this infrastructure in.
I get the point that you're making, and you're absolutely right in pointing out that many representations have been made to the government, and which is why I asked you, how confident do you feel? Because those representations don't seem to have made any difference as far as the government's position on the MDR issue is concerned. But let me move on now and bring Vishal Malhotra into the conversation, because